I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit bpm.fm to discover more.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
When I bump into something that inspires me, I dump it in my spark file. Could be something that I want to make or how I want to be. I pump it in my spark file. I jump into my spark file. Let's open up the spark file.
Welcome to the Town Hall Spark Sessions. I'm Laura Camion.
And I'm Susan Blackwell. We are creativity coaches at the Spark File, where we help people fear less and create more.
As creatives ourselves, we are obsessed with one of the most dynamic cultural centers in New York City, the Town Hall.
For over a century, the Town Hall has been a champion for artistry and advocacy, amplifying the voices of icons and emerging artists alike.
And now the Spark File and the Town Hall have joined forces to elevate and celebrate artists who are gracing the stage at Town Hall and using their creativity to fight for the powers of good.
So without further ado, let's get into the Town Hall Spark Sessions.
Oh, Susie Blackwell, I have the most sparkish spark for you today.
Yes.
I'm so excited because I had the joy of talking to Sean Mays. And you and I have both heard about Sean Mays in a variety of ways from Matt Goldman and Kevin Weinbold and people in our lives. And I'm telling you, he lives up to all of it. Sean is an incredibly inspired and inspiring creative. He works all around the world as a conductor, a music supervisor, orchestrator, composer, and he just moves seamlessly between the world of Broadway and theater and opera and classical and pops, and is just so multifaceted.
He just travels on a magic cloud made out of music.
That's exactly right. Something especially special about Sean Mays is that he is the artistic director and founder of Pops of Color, the new resident Pops orchestra at Town Hall.
Fabulous.
Pops of Color is composed entirely of musicians of color, focusing exclusively on repertoire that artists of color have contributed to popular music. Suze, I have seen and heard them in action. I went to this Whitney Houston concert. It was beyond
wow,
incredible. And this whole conversation with Sean inspired me to light all the candles. Light them all up, Suze, and you are about to find out why. Let's get into it with Sean Mays. Welcome, Sean Mays. We are so thankful that you're joining us for the Town Hall Spark Sessions.
Thank you, Laura. Great to be with you.
I'm so happy. I'm happy because you and I have never met, but I have to tell you, your reputation precedes you.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to have even more people learn about you and the work that you do. Tell me about the work that you are doing or have done at Town Hall.
I really could not speak more highly of the Town Hall. It is truly one of the best institutions, I think, that exists, that has got one foot in history, one foot in the future. I mean, the Town Hall has always been a building and a groundwork for human change and human dignity and human rights can be explored and discussed and embraced openly.
Yeah.
And, even as far as the work that we do, I mean, Pops of Color is our new orchestra. And I'm really glad that people, after listening to me being like, hey, as far as Pop's orchestral music is concerned, we need an ensemble that represents the contributions that have been happening for decades.
Yeah.
Especially from artists of color.
Yes.
If we have an ensemble that represents that, we can also, we can do some real cool damage, right?
Yeah.
And
is that like Good Trouble and Cool Damage?
exactly,
That can all work
it's
together.
That's literally it, right? Like, how do we find our ways of going into that? I mean, it for me, again, too, the deepest need to create the ensemble really came from, I used to be a full-time classroom teacher. Like, the idea of being able to approach art from the angle of education has been so powerful for me. Our recent concert, obviously, we launched this past February at the Hall, where we did this huge concert in conjunction with Whitney Houston's estate.
It was amazing.
It was thank amazing. You. Yeah, all these incredible, like forces coming together. But really, the most uplifting part of this concert, aside from having a 35-piece orchestra on this stage, all artists of color in our community, a cohort of the best musicians that are literally on the planet, playing Whitney Houston's music with her vocals, with new symphonic orchestrations, like feeling like you're in the room with her, being with her family.
Yes.
All of these things, all of this magic happening. And then the best part of it truly was Pops of Color. We got the opportunity to create our education component with it. So we visited 4 schools in the lead up to the concert, and 3 of those schools, all from different parts of the city, and 3 of those schools, they came to perform in the concert, and they did a surprise flash mob from the audience and performed an encore of The Greatest Love of All. And we talked to all these students about, who's Whitney Houston? What do you know about her? And the best way of summarizing just how imminent and important this moment is the last school that we went to in the week was the Whitney Houston Academy out in New Jersey. We had 50 grade 6 students. They would be born in 2012, which is the year that Whitney Houston passed. Some of them knew who she was, some of them didn't, right?
Wow.
So we now, to go back to your original question, have found ourselves in this home, the Town Hall, nearly 105 years, founded by the suffragette movement. And if we're really getting into the weeds of it, right, like the suffragette movement, which again, largely, when you're looking at this as a white movement, this white woman movement, that was trying to find a way of embracing all of the needs of the time and saying, like, yeah, how do we create an institution and a place in New York where all voices are welcome? And so you have Town Hall in the 30s and 40s giving people like Paul Robeson, Marian Anderson, like all of these incredible, like the best, like all of the jazz, like
Dizzy Gillespie,
Duke, Dizzy, everywhere, Parker, like everyone you can think of, right, has played on this stage before any other institution, any other building in New York would even seriously consider them. And then once they sold out multiple shows in a row at Town Hall, Carnegie Hall comes knocking and is like, hey, we heard you doing some cool stuff downtown.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come up and do that here? Launching international tours. So you feel the energy of being in this building and being like, this is the thing we're doing, and we're trying to just be another step in moving art forward in the name of, again, like, as you said, creating good trouble, right? It's cool.
100%. I think it's incredible what you're doing. There was not a dry eye in the house when those students came out and sang Greatest Love of All.
Thanks, Laura.
Almost to where the people I was sitting with, we were like, are we going to be able to stop crying before this is over? It was exquisite. There was so much energy in the whole place and such a celebration of Whitney. And then to have the students be a part of it was just over the top. Just
thank you.
Beautiful. I can't wait for all the other things that you're going to do at Town Hall. And the fact that you have a home there, Pops of Color has a home there, is so exciting.
Yeah, I love I love walking in the building. I love knowing the people who've walked there before. And I love trying to have the challenge of owning up to that and being like,
Yeah.
great, what are we going to do that is befitting and honoring of so many people who were so brave?
How are you navigating this moment in time as a creative and knowing like how vital this moment is?
We are people who are tasked with believing that the things we do and the work we create are important enough to I mean, as simply as we can say it, to change humanity, to change minds, to change hearts, to move life forward.
Yeah.
We're always in dangerous times, and they're more dangerous now. And so, again, like that for me, I think is my guiding hope, is where I say, look, if I can make my voice and I can use my decisions to be like, great, I'm going to do as much as I can that matters. And I think will help people feel and help people consider not just themselves, but the people sitting next to them as they sit and they listen to something. I'm like, then I've done my job, right?
I had a friend once tell me, just in the simplest terms, it was just a little statement that I've never forgotten. He just said, well, music opens the heart.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it does. Music opens the heart. And we're in this moment right now where I look at what you're doing and I can't think of anything more important than trying to open people's hearts so that they can see each other and have empathy for each other and be humans together. As Susan and I, like when we work with our clients, like they're creatives of all different kinds. And just the act of remaining creative in these times, I think is vital, because the one thing we do know is that if we all stop and curl up in a ball and try to sleep through it,
it's over.
It's over. No good will come of that. So we must keep creating.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
What is sparking you right now? Like, what's getting you creatively excited?
I mean, I'm really inspired by work, honestly, just other work that's brave right now. And I know it's a hard thing to do. I went to see the new play Giant and with John Lithgow. And like when you talk about work that is so necessary right now. It's very interesting, based around the life of Roald Dahl, the author, as well, or a very specific spot in his life. It is one of truly the best things I've ever seen.
Wow.
It takes a mirror and it holds a mirror up and it goes boom. I'm inspired by going to see things like that. I want to see more musicals that do that.
Yeah.
To be very honest, we need more musicals that do that. We need more of everything that does that, but that's I get it. Listen, sometimes we just need to go to the theater and be like, cool, like that was a fun time, but we could have fun and like mess people up too.
I mean, that's the best,
like,
right?
We can do
I had a great time and I can't stop thinking about this thing that I learned or that I thought, or a reflection of myself that I, maybe I don't even like that reflection, but now I have to look at it. It's
exactly
the best. Exactly. So we're starting with Giant.
It's a real good starting spot for sure.
All right. Last question. It is so clear you work really hard. You are committed to your creativity. What's it all for?
I know, actually. My why of it is the same as when I went into teaching. And I have a lot of people who say to me, they're like, oh, I've never heard of a conductor or, a supervisor of productions like around the globe or locally even, going into this from teaching. And even when I was in the classroom, I was trying to inspire people. One of the most beautiful like images I've ever seen of like teaching and the idea of, giving back and sharing in community and mentorship is this, it was this image of this super tall candle that's got its wick lit at the top. And, in front of that candle are like all of these tiny little candles with wicks that are unlit.
Uh-huh.
And the description of it was something to the effect of, teachers use their light to light other people's lights.
Yes.
It sounds so cliche. It sounds so metaphorical, but it really isn't. Like, man, like what we do is really important. We give people the permission to be brave in feeling for themselves. And I'm telling you, like, if we don't, like, I mean, you want to see what a world of people who are not emotionally connected and too emotionally afraid to be their best selves and help those around them be their best selves. It's not it. It's just not
I don't want to see that world.
No.
Sean Mays, I say let's light all the candles.
Hey, there we go. That's
do it.
That's a good one. That's a good one to leave.
We're selling merch. You and me. Let's light all the candles. Thank you so much. I feel very inspired.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, the pleasure's been mine. Thanks again.
Thank you so much to our guest, Sean Mays, for joining us for the Town Hall Spark Sessions. And thanks to the team at the Town Hall who make all of this possible.
The Town Hall and this episode of the Town Hall Spark Sessions were made on the lands of the Lenape people.
If you'd like to learn more about the SparkFile Creativity Coaching and how we can support you as you clarify and accomplish your creative goals, visit thesparkfile.com, and you can follow us on socials at thesparkfile.
To learn more about the Town Hall and their exciting upcoming events, go to thetownhall.org. Follow them at Town Hall NYC and visit them at 123 West 43rd Street in the heart of New York City. It's all happening at the Town Hall.
And if something you heard inspired you to use your creativity for the powers of good, we are writing you a forever permission slip to make that thing that's been knocking at your door. It's your turn to take that spark and fan it into a flame.
We're going to wrap it up with the Town Hall Ensemble. Take it away.
Hey there, I'm Alan Seals, host of the Theater Podcast, a weekly podcast that takes you behind the scenes with intimate personal conversations that include the biggest stars on Broadway, TV, and film. My podcast has over 350 episodes with guests including Stephanie J. Block, Carrie Butler, James Monroe Iglehart, Andrew Barth Feldman, Alex Brightman, Patti LuPone, Ramin Karimloo, Brian Stokes Mitchell, and even TV stars like Isaac Mizrahi, Ariana Madix, Michael Urie, Eddie Izzard, and literally so many more. My guests have spilled secrets, told coming out stories, discussed their fears and successes, and even had huge epiphanies live in the episodes, so you're bound to hear some things from my guests that you've never heard anywhere else. I've also got many deep dive takeovers on the podcast, which are consecutive episodes dedicated to cast and creatives from a single show, like The Outsiders, Back to the Future, and Juliet, Wicked, Beetlejuice, Hadestown, Frozen 6. I could go on. Can you tell I like theater? I've definitely got something you're going to enjoy, so go ahead, search for your favorite star and listen to their episode. You can find all the info about the podcast at bpn.fm/TTP, on the Broadway Podcast Network, or anywhere podcasts are found. If you need that link again, it's bpn.fm/TTP.
Take a deep breath, make the world a little colorful.